Hello. Trying to get this figured out here in an area that you guys can see everything that I'm doing. But just real quick, I'm making a bow for a farmhouse wreath that I'm working on. And it's gonna have a rooster on it. And it's mainly black, gray, and red. So I was just gonna do a quick tutorial on one of the bows that I do. And I'm using the Easy Bow Design Pro. I think I got this, I wanna say Deco Exchange, but it wasn't Deco Exchange. The Fellas. So the first ribbon that I'm going to use is a fair silk ribbon. I don't have many fair silk ribbons, but the few that I do have, I like to use in my bows, and they're usually the first layer that I use because the wire is real strong and it helps keep the other ribbons up. So for this one, I think I'm going to do my first loop at 6 inches and probably my tail at 8. So I'm just gonna go ahead and scrunch it up and then twist it so that my pretty side is up. And it measures exactly 8. And then I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna keep the tail right there for right now until I decide where I want my next ribbon to go, and then we'll move it from there. So this is my first time using this Farrah silk. I just got it in the mail the other day from Decorative Crafts, I think it was. So I'm gonna go ahead and measure out 6 inches on my loop. And gonna kind of hold down the middle with my finger. And once I get that measured out, I'll kind of scrunch it down, and then do a twist. And I just came my way. I'm not real used to using the fair silk ribbons yet with the big wires in them. They're really nice in the wreaths and they hold up really well, but they're a little bit harder to work with. So I'm gonna go ahead and measure my other 6-inch loop. And then on this one, I don't have to do any twisting. I just scrunch it in there. So I'm just gonna scrunch it down in there. I also have just the Deluxe Easy Bow Maker. This one. And I like to use this one still a lot when I'm not working with the designer Farrah silk ribbon. But the Farrah silk ribbon is just so thick that this one works out better for me sometimes. Of course, my blue handled scissors that I did get from Deco Exchange. 2 pairs. I'm gonna go ahead and cut that one at 8 inches for now too, just until I can figure out what I'm doing here. But I thought that this looked very farmhouse-ish, and I forget, actually it's called cottage plaid, so. But my rooster has a little bit of red in it, so that'll work out. So I got my first layer on here. One set of 6-inch loops and 2 8-inch tails. And then I think next I'm going to go in with this red Country Life 2.5 inch ribbon. There's a little rooster on there somewhere. So, chicken and that's why I wanted to wait to see where my tails went on this, because of this being a one directional ribbon. I'm gonna wanna when I start it off, have it so that it's facing the right way. So I'm gonna go ahead and make my 8-inch tail on this and do a twist, and I'm gonna bring it down towards me so that I can see it going the right way. So that means this one will now go, my Ferris silk one's gonna go up. This one's gonna come down. And I'm gonna go in on my loop just a little bit. So that was a 6-inch loop, and this is gonna be about 5.5. So I'm just going to take it, bring it in a little bit on the Ferris silk one. Do the same thing. I'm gonna scrunch it together and then twist. And I always twist towards me. I'm gonna make another 5.5 inch loop. And then on this one, you just scrunch down. So you got your pretty side showing on each. And then this time, the tail will go up so that it's all the one directional ribbon is going the right way. And I think that tail ended up being a little bit less than 8 inches. So I kind of try to go down a little bit with each ribbon that I use, depending on what bow I'm making. So since the designer ribbon tail is up here, I'm gonna go ahead and put this, try to kind of, since it's wired ribbon, try to finagle so that this loop goes up here and this tail goes down here. And then over here, it'll be the opposite. This loop, try to kind of get it down here and the tail up this way. So you kind of got an X going on. And I ran out of pins from my ribbons. I guess that's telling me I have a little too many ribbons. You can never have too many ribbons. So now I have 2 reds going on and kind of busy ribbons there. So I think I'll go in with this gray, and it's got the black gingham on the sides. So I'm gonna measure out, I don't usually measure my tails out, I kind of just guess, but since we did 8 on the first, or we did 7 on the first one, and then 6, this one would probably be around 5 inches. If I don't like the way it looks, then I kind of add a little bit more to it as I'm putting it in, which that's another thing I like about this bow maker, is you have plenty of room to change things around a little bit if you want to. So since we did a 6-inch loop and a 5.5-inch loop, now I'm gonna do a 5-inch loop. So I got my 5-inch loop. I'm gonna pinch this and twist it. kind of just go back in, make sure it's right. And do another 5-inch loop. This time we don't have to worry about twisting it. We're just gonna scrunch it down into our middle spot there. And then since the tail is going up over here, my tail is gonna go down. And then sometimes I do like to cut the bottom of the tails a little bit longer than I do the top. Again, just depending on what kind of bow I make. Or if I'm making 2 for a wreath or just 1 big one for a wreath. I might change my mind and put 2 in this wreath. I'm not real sure yet. I tend to overthink things. So now I have a loop kind of going, the fair silk ribbon was at 6 inches and it's going down, and then the tail's going up. So over here then, on the second one that we put in, the tail's going down, the loop's going up. So on this third one that we put in, it's gonna go the opposite. The loop's gonna go down, the tail's gonna go up. As much as we can get it that way anyways. Or you can just layer them right on top of each other. So over here, my loop's gonna go up, my tail's gonna go down. Kind of just making X's. Just trying to keep it stacked. Okay, now I'm gonna go in with my 1.5-inch ribbons. And the first one I'm gonna go with is this black diagonal squares. And since my last tail on the 2.5-inch went up, this time my tail on the 1.5-inch is gonna go down. And these are gonna be at 4 inches. This one was at 5, so do 4 or 4.5. I'll do 4.5. So you just squeeze it, twist it. I always twist towards myself. I guess it's just whatever feels best to you. Now that I've got them stacked up, it's kind of hard to see the numbers, so I'm kind of trying to make sure that my 4.5 is right and that it's even on both sides. That's good. Now that I've got these blue-handed scissors, I don't think I will ever use another pair when it comes to bow making and wreath making. Got chocolate on my shirt. Okay, so the same deal with this 1.5. I'm gonna have my loop kind of going up where the last tail went, and my tail coming down where my last loop was. Still kind of trying to go in with the X shape. Some people layer them on top of each other at one time, and then at the end kind of finagle them around the way they want to. I just think it's easier to try to get it the way that you want it before you get it all tied up. So looks like we have a lot of dark colors going on, and maybe might want to go back in with something lighter and maybe even red now. So I do have this white one with the red gingham on the sides that I got last year at Christmas time from Walmart. It's crazy to think that here soon I'm going to be getting all the Christmas stuff back out. Start working on Halloween and fall stuff here soon. Trying to do everyday wreaths now and working on 4th of July also. So that tail is going to go up. And then since that one was 4.5 inches, now I am going to go to 4 inches. So I like to try to go down 1/2 inch each time. This is going to go on a deco mesh one that I'm working on. And it's a pretty thick one. I did the Cruffle method, and sometimes I do the pancake wreaths, and I've had some real good luck with the pancake style too. And I like the pancake style because it doesn't use up as much supplies for me, and they don't take as long. I can get a pancake wreath done pretty quick, but when it comes to one of the thick ones, it takes me quite a bit longer, and it uses a lot more material because it has the 18 ties rather than the 12 ties that I use on a pancake wreath. And then, see, was it last week was Melly Mel from Sincerely Creative's mom's big launch on Deco Exchange's page for her new pancake wreath. The frames that they're going to be making and selling now. I'm going to have to get some and try it out. For some reason, I'm having a little bit of trouble with this ribbon that I got at Walmart. It's not wanting to lay in right for me, but so I have 2 4-inch loops next to the 2 4.5-inch loops, and I'm trying to kind of get the X shape going where I have the loop going up where the last tail was and this loop going down where the last tail was. But like I said, I'm having some trouble getting it to kind of stay where I want it to stay. So we'll go ahead, and the last ribbon that I'm gonna use is gonna be a 1.5 inch. Or no, it's not a 1.5 inch. It's a 7/8 inch, and usually I just do one tie with the 7/8. I'll just do one loop to cover up my zip tie. But I was thinking about, since I had such a hard time with this, maybe making 2 loops and then doing a center loop with it. So I'll go ahead and do my tail, and I'll make it a little bit smaller than the 4 inches, just like a hair under, oh, about a 1/2 inch, 1/4 inch smaller, just a little bit smaller. And I'll make a loop, a twist, come back in, and then make same size loop. And this one we're gonna twist on because I'm gonna make just a teeny tiny loop then. To cover up my zip tie that I'm gonna be using. Hopefully this works out. We'll see. If not, I'm sure I can use it in something else. So now I gotta call my helper out here to help me with my zip tying. Come help me zip tie. I'm gonna chocolate all over this shirt, but I don't think you can. You don't wear this to work, do you? Thank you. So I got it zip tied real tight, and then I'll trim it off. Got the pipe cleaner in the back to hold on to the wreath, and then now I'm gonna do my dovetails, and then we'll check it out from there. But so that last loop was to go over the zip tie so that you can't see the zip tie after it's all said and done. Sorry, I have a mess over here. Okay. So I'm gonna try to kind of keep them where I had them when I put them on the bow maker, but just spread them out a little bit more. I usually start with the bottom. Start fluffing it out, make sure my loops are good. This fair silk one's really thick, so it's gonna be a little bit harder to cut through, and so go ahead and dovetail those. And then we'll go to the gray one, and then, or I mean to the red farm animal one. And since the tail for the fair silk is up here, the loop for the next one should come up there, and the tail should come down to the loop. So we'll go ahead and dovetail those. And then we'll dovetail the next one, which was the gray with the gingham. My puppy dogger's out in here. And then the next one was the 1.5 inch black and tan diagonal check. I just fold it in half and I dovetail. This is the one that I had a little bit of a hard time with. Reminds me of like apples for some reason, the white and red, or a picnic, I don't know. It's weird, I think, that it's a Christmas one, because it really doesn't put me in mind of Christmas too much. And then the last one was our little polka dot black 7/8 inch. And I'm not going to dovetail those, I'm just going to put like a angle. Just a nice clean cut. And then just kind of go through and fluff a little bit, because once I put it on the wreath, I'll kind of fluff it a little bit more and work with it. And so this is our bow that's gonna go in the farmhouse rooster one, and it has a 2.5 inch at the bottom of the thick fair silk, and then it has 2 more 2.5 inch, and then it has 2 of the 1.5 inch, and then a 7/8 inch at top. All right. Thanks for watching.